Picture yourself relaxing in the awesome pool here, or nestled in a comfy corner on deck right here. The Silver Nova is just waiting for you, and its attentive crew is hard at work getting her ready for your arrival. Welcome to Popular Cruising. I am your host Jason Leppert, and in this video we've got a deck-by-deck tour and a review of Silversea's latest and greatest ship. Starting low on deck 3, and then working our way up, is first the Shelter. Located at the base of the ship's soaring atrium, this is just one of Silver Nova's all-inclusive bars. And this one happens to feature champagne. It also showcases great entertainment in the form of live violin. If you haven't already done so, we invite you to please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to know when our latest videos are published. And then take a breather and enjoy the music and ambiance of the classy luxury ship. Also included, of course, is most dining on Silversea, beginning at what is essentially the ship's main restaurant, the very elegant Atlantide, with open seating for guests to arrive at any time during service hours. Decadent dishes I enjoyed here encompass beef and caviar tartare, a true to its name lavish lobster salad, exotic Argentinian estancia, and a dramatically plated orange cream caramel for dessert. On the opposite side is the similar open seating S.A.L.T kitchen, introducing Silversea's S.A.L.T concept, standing for Sea and Land Taste, where regional flavors and recipes are inspired by the ship's currently visited destination. It's a fun, eclectic venue, and as you'd imagine, the food shines brightest, with a clever potted take on bread service, followed by the local likes of these delicious courses. Now as we head up to deck 4, let's take a closer look at the ship's new to Silversea multi-level atrium and its equally towering promenade deck just outside. When you're ready to book your own luxury cruise, we recommend doing so through our sponsor, Fairy Godmother Travel, who will magically take care of all your trip planning absolutely for free. To get your complimentary quote, click on the link right here, or call the phone number or message the email address below. Carried over from previous ships, but now more centrally located, is the friendly social gathering spot of the Arts Cafe. Amid its colorful decor is not only a complimentary coffee bar, but also one pouring a wide variety of teas, not to mention its assortment of snacks and treats throughout the day. Flanking the Arts Cafe are the reception and Shore Concierge desks. The space is seen here fully free and clear, but when busier with activity, the pathway can get a little more choked. Tucked to the side is the first of the ship's boutiques, where passengers can buy a large variety of items. I was pleased to see more here relevant to the locale than the typically generic offerings found on too many other ships. Farther forward is the first of the ship's 2 extra charge dining venues. For its exceptional French cuisine, La Dame is well worth the added cost. Extending also to a large array of wine bottles on display at the restaurant's entrance. And I was particularly fond of the beautiful Swarovski centerpiece. The food here is quite remarkable, its outstanding bread service included. And a delicate amuse-bouche is only the start, before a choice of marvelous full caviar service, appetizers of mouth-watering sea scallops, and a rich, poured-on-the-spot lobster bisque. Following a refreshing palate-cleansing sorbet, I thoroughly enjoyed a table-side, deboned sole that was pure perfection. And of course a classic soufflé to finish the meal. That is before a final sweet send-off of pedophores. Also unique to Nova for Silversea is the brand's first double-decker theater space. The Venetian Lounge is comfortable, with a mix of bench seating and individual chairs, but what struck me the most were the most ambitious performances I've seen on the line. As a departure from the line's usual operatic quartet of vocalists, is instead here an ace cast of 4 singers, 5 dancers, and a most welcome live band. Some shows are more contemporary, but others remain classical in nature to suit a wide spectrum of musical tastes. And besides the house performers are also excellent guest entertainers, such as super talented Roger Wright, coming from West End Productions no less. And I have to give a shout out to one of the funniest cruise directors I think I've ever seen. Vicky was just a hoot and a holler.
Let's talk about your personal trainer. How many of you have met Milan? Exactly, none of you. Milan was still walking by himself today at 7 a.m. Alone, Milan, because it's never too early to drink wine on Silversea at 9 a.m. And then you're going to go see a Spanish horse, which you'll have to claim you've been to a farm when you go through immigration.
Amidship on Deck 4 is the second restaurant with a surcharge on Nova. Also equally worthwhile is Kaiseki, for dinner in a quiet, intimate venue, complete with sushi bar. Again, the neatly illuminated centerpiece was an unexpected surprise, setting the scene for edamame and other flavors, especially fresh sashimi. Only the squid was not to my personal taste, but I'm glad I tried it. I much preferred the succulent, seasoned octopus balls. And you can never go wrong with tempura shrimp and vegetables. But still the star of the meal is grilled lobster tail atop a Wagyu beef steak, and its wide variety of sauces and sidings. All before finishing off with a sweet matcha dessert. One thing you'll definitely notice on board is Nova's very unique, asymmetrical design, which at first I wasn't sure I would like, but amounts to a delightful, meandering path from end to end, extending to the grand entry of La Terrazza. Back to Silversea's included dining options is this expansive buffet space for yummy breakfasts and lunches. And then for dinner it becomes a full-service Italian restaurant. Always a pleasant way to start an evening is a hearty bread service of focaccia, as well as traditional antipasti. And my caprese salad was particularly refreshing, as was the perfectly peppery pasta and savory tuna steak entree. And the limoncello dessert was just sublime. La Terrazza is easily the restaurant with the single best views on board. Overlooking the stern is indoor seating, as well as an outdoor terrace befitting the venue's name. Following the asymmetrical flow of the ship are stairs that ascend from here to Deck 5, where another inviting terrace, save for its smoking, sits behind the Panorama Lounge. And the Panorama Lounge itself is a terrific Art Deco adorned venue and included bar, where I had some of my favorite cocktails on board, as well as tasty canapes. And the ship's great house band even serenaded us here. Perhaps the only downside of the lounge is its immediate proximity to the Connoisseur's corner for more smoking. As much as the ship tries to isolate secondhand fumes, they still unfortunately drift beyond. So I'd really like to see these venues gone for good someday soon. Another such nearby space is the first of Nova's 2 library nooks. This handsome corner extends again to a long, unused corridor before coming to the ship's next restaurant. Silvernote is a complimentary supper club that invites those with reservations to enjoy an intimate venue. For enjoying the tickling of ivories between smaller tasting-style courses. Plus an interesting take on bread with oil and vinegar. I started with artfully composed crab bites, and the excellent pianist continued to perform, and couples took to the dance floor. Before the playful tuna in a can, and scrumptious citrus marinated lobster tail. Later, a singer joined the pianist for a great vocal accompaniment. As I next enjoyed the crispy phyllo with shaved truffles no less, and traditional beef tenderloin tornadoes, as jazzy music filled the air. Then a colorful pavlova crowned the meal, while the duo played on. Also reprised from previous Silversea ships is the Dolce Vita lounge and included bar. The additional gathering space is perfect for enjoying even more live piano music. And it's also a fine place to get a drink before or after dinner. And for those interested in doing some gambling on board, there is still a small casino with slot machines and table games to try your luck. Across the way is the ship's second, larger boutique, with more in the way of clothing, jewelry, and more. As these display cases show, there really is a good variety of items to purchase on board, including, of course, requisite logo items and coveted ship models. The forward section of Deck 5 is comprised of the Venetian Lounge upper balcony level, asymmetrically shifted to the starboard side to carve out the Otium Spa to port, where passengers can go for the ship's scenic beauty salon, as well as fully equipped fitness center. There are lots of techno gym stations, in addition to a pair of motion studios. But the real creme de la creme here is the spa itself, with a welcome display of iced champagne and other treats to begin the rest and relaxation. Before massages and the like, there's a quiet meditation room. Then spacious treatment rooms themselves. Always a highlight, though, is the thermal suite with steam room and dry sauna overlooking the side of the ship. And with similar views is also a small but lovely hydrotherapy pool. Further accentuating the ship's surroundings are glass elevators overlooking the destination as we head to Silver Nova's outstanding suites. I personally enjoyed a 527 square foot Medallion Suite, where the Otium program continued in the bathroom, when a butler delivered spa-style cocktail, macaron, electric candles, and Bluetooth speaker set the mood for a lavender tablet that dissolved to make for an experience shower right in the cabin. Even once the tablet was gone, I sure enjoyed the rain shower head. In addition to the super shower is also a soaking bathtub. And premium toiletries only further extend the Otium lifestyle. There are also handy hooks in the bathroom, but surprisingly none elsewhere in the suite, and a separate toilet and sink compartment can be shared and accessed off the entry hall as needed. More hooks would go a long way here, but at least the vestibule has its own drawer and top to set things down on, which happens to be in addition to a separate desk with its own ample storage. Charging on top is also a convenient tablet, from where guests can digitally access the itinerary, daily activities, restaurant information, menus, and more. And sitting behind it is the suite's first set of USB charging ports and electrical outlets. Also digital is the room's temperature controls, before heading further into the living area with cozy chair and ottoman, a flat panel interactive television, minibar, and sofa and dining table. There's another table and 2 chairs outside on the balcony, but somewhat surprisingly, no additional loungers. I personally still prefer plastic water bottles, but a reusable one is provided instead, to fill up with purified water from the refrigerator, which can be further stocked with chosen alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, and the living area is always ready for a complimentary room service order. The separate bedroom, meanwhile, is especially lovely, with the second television, and teddy bear approved luxurious mattress and linens. And thankfully there are more USB charging ports and electrical outlets at both nightstands, including regular USB and USB-C varieties. Last but not least is a walk-in closet with its own vanity desk, set of additional shelves and drawers, like one nicely dedicated to laundry, and lots of hanging space for couples, as well as even more pull-out drawers, where a safe is located. I especially love to have the Otium experience extended to truffle popcorn for watching on-demand movies, and of course, aforementioned room service for a gourmet burger. Continuing to Deck 10 is where you'll find the ship's other library, but it's behind a small door that might otherwise be overlooked, so be sure to locate it off the Observation Lounge to not miss the cool, speakeasy-esque space. The Observation Lounge itself is definitely easier to spot as seen on a beautiful sunny morning in Cadiz, Spain, with its own convenient coffee station, and plentiful wraparound seating to enjoy the scenic views. But actually, my favorite spot on the whole ship is a contiguous extension of the lounge in the form of the S.A.L.T bar, which thankfully now has a view to the destination that inspires its cocktails. I mean, just picture yourself right here enjoying snacks, a refreshing beverage, and this awesome architectural vista. Suffice it to say, I came back several times to enjoy the space, its amazing drinks, and even more lovely live music. Also perfectly perched up high now with similar views as the S.A.L.T lab, as opposed to its previous below decks position feeling like an afterthought on other ships, where guests can learn to cook regional cuisine from master chefs right on board. The interactive experience is quite popular and always well attended. As a ship nerd, I definitely enjoy scoping out the builder's plate, and this beauty was built by Meyerwerft in Papenburg, Germany, including its new included Marquee. By day, it's equal parts full-service pool grill and pizzeria, and by night, it's Silversea's signature Hot Rocks dining experience. Here I enjoyed a lighter salmon poke bowl, as well as exceptional pizza pies. Nova really does have the best at sea, and at night I enjoyed the casual atmosphere for a chips and salsa variant of bread service, tasty spicy pasta, feta, and avocado salad, a dinner-exclusive black truffle pizza, and the interactive cooking of one's own steak atop a heated lava rock. The guest favorite is still a lot of fun, and I capped it off with a thematically appropriate baked s'more. As for outdoor watering holes, the still included Dusk Bar has the best views. Actually, as seen here at dawn, before getting busy. And again later in the day full of patrons enjoying the view. Smoking is allowed here though, so it can be hard to grab a spot that's not downwind. As expected, immediately poolside is yet another included bar. But what is most impressive about the pool deck overall is just how many wonderful little nooks and crannies are available. Thanks to the offset positioning of seating alcoves and the pool itself, which is almost an infinity variety, favoring the starboard side of the ship, with the sun deck overlooking from the port side above. Altogether, it creates a truly resort-like atmosphere that differs greatly from other rigidly placed pools on competing ships. It's just an architectural triumph in cruise ship design. And lastly, above on deck 11, the resort ambiance continues with a Cliff Infinity-style whirlpool. And also the sun deck itself, which perfectly illustrates the ship's unique, asymmetrical meandering, from shuffleboard at the stern, and plenty more loungers, past the whirlpool again, and onto the forwardmost observation deck. As for Silver Nova's final pros and cons, what we disliked as pains in the aft are really only few and far between, other than the drifting of secondhand smoke still being an issue, and the surprising omission of some items like balcony loungers and hall hooks in the otherwise great suites. Meanwhile, what we most liked and can take a bow are the ship's marvelous asymmetrical design, much improved S.A.L.T bar and lab now viewing the destination, and its ambitious entertainment and great dining overall. Thanks so much for watching. If you would, as it really does help support us, please like this video with a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, while hitting that bell icon to be notified of new videos. Watch our other ones and visit popularcruising.com.